In April 2019, as the world watched in horror, flames engulfed one of humanity's most treasured masterpieces, the Notre-Dame Cathedral of Paris. Within hours, centuries of history, art, and faith seemed to vanish into smoke. Yet, what followed wasn't just tragedy, it was a story of hope, resilience, and rebirth. Today, we'll journey through the rise, glory, near destruction, and incredible restoration of the Notre-Dame Cathedral, the very soul of France that refuses to fade. The story begins in the 12th century, in the heart of Paris, the Ile de la Cité. At that time, the city was rapidly growing, and the church wanted to create something truly magnificent, a monument that could represent heaven on earth. In 1163, under the reign of King Louis VII, construction began on the Notre-Dame Cathedral, Our Lady of Paris. The first stone was laid in the presence of Pope Alexander III, marking the beginning of a project that would take nearly 200 years to complete. The Gothic style was revolutionary. Massive walls gave way to delicate stone frameworks, supported by flying buttresses, architectural wings that carried the cathedral's immense weight outward. This allowed the builders to install tall stained glass windows that filled the interior with a heavenly light. By 1345, Notre-Dame stood complete, 69 meters tall, adorned with twin towers, stone gargoyles, and a rose window so intricate that it was said to be the eye of God watching over Paris. Through the centuries, Notre-Dame became the silent witness of France's greatest triumphs and deepest sorrows. In 1431, the boy king Henry VI of England was crowned here during the 100 Years' War, a moment that symbolized foreign domination over France. Yet centuries later, in 1804, Napoleon Bonaparte chose the same altar to crown himself emperor, a bold act of reclaiming French power and pride. The cathedral also became the beating heart of faith during both world wars. In 1944, when Paris was finally liberated from Nazi occupation, the bells of Notre Dame rang across the city, echoing freedom. Every stone, every arch, and every window holds a memory, a piece of France's soul. By the early 1800s, however, Notre Dame had fallen into disrepair. The French Revolution had desecrated much of its interior. Statues were destroyed, treasures stolen, and time had taken its toll. Then came a man named Victor Hugo. In 1831, he published The Hunchback of Notre Dame, a story not only about Quasimodo and Esmeralda, but about the cathedral itself. Hugo's novel reignited public passion for the building, describing it as a vast symphony in stone. The book was so powerful that it led to a full-scale restoration project led by architect Eugène Viollet-le-Duc. He repaired the damaged sculptures, rebuilt the spire, and gave Notre Dame the iconic look we recognize today. Without Victor Hugo's novel, this wonder of architecture might have been lost forever. Notre Dame isn't just a church, it's a masterpiece of design, engineering, and symbolism. Let's look closely. Its west facade, with two majestic towers, forms the image of balance and perfection. The central portal depicts the Last Judgment, a reminder of both divine mercy and justice. Above it, the great rose window radiates colored light, transforming the interior into a kaleidoscope of faith. The gargoyles and chimeras perched on the walls aren't merely decorative. In medieval times, they served two purposes: practical, as rain spouts, and spiritual, to ward off evil spirits. Inside, the ribbed vaults soar high, drawing the eyes upward, as if lifting one's soul toward heaven. And the organ, one of the largest in the world, has more than 8,000 pipes, producing a sound so powerful that it can fill the vast space like the voice of the divine itself. This was not merely a building, it was a message carved in stone. Look up. There is something greater than yourself. On the evening of April 15, 2019, disaster struck. As renovation work was underway, a fire broke out beneath the cathedral's roof. Flames quickly spread, consuming the wooden framework known as the forest. Some of the beams dated back to the 12th century. The world watched helplessly as the spire, a symbol of hope for over 150 years, collapsed into the flames. Paris stood in silence. Many wept. Others sang hymns in the streets, praying for the survival of their beloved Lady of Paris. Yet, amidst the devastation, there was a miracle. The main structure, the towers, the walls, and the 3 great rose windows survived. Even the relics inside, including the crown of thorns believed to have been worn by Jesus Christ, were rescued by brave firefighters and priests who rushed into the burning cathedral. It was as if Notre-Dame herself refused to surrender. What happened next was extraordinary. Within days, donations from around the world poured in. Over $1 billion committed to rebuild the cathedral. But restoring a structure as ancient and complex as Notre-Dame isn't simple. Engineers had to analyze every stone, every beam. Advanced 3D scanning technology was used to replicate even the smallest details. Craftsmen trained in medieval techniques began shaping limestone, carving gargoyles, and rebuilding the spire exactly as it once stood. President Emmanuel Macron promised that Notre-Dame would rise again. The restoration became a symbol, not just of French pride, but of human unity and resilience. Today, thousands of workers and artists continue to bring the cathedral back to life, piece by piece, ensuring that its rebirth will honor both its history and its spirit. For Parisians, Notre-Dame isn't just a monument, it's a heartbeat. It's where generations have celebrated, mourned, prayed, and dreamed. Every year, millions visit, not just to see its beauty, but to feel something. A connection to history, to art, to faith, and to the endurance of humanity itself. The cathedral stands as a reminder that beauty and meaning can rise again, even from ashes. Its story isn't just about architecture. It's about endurance, about how something built by human hands can touch eternity. As the restoration nears completion, Notre-Dame prepares to welcome the world once again, stronger, brighter, and more inspiring than ever before. Notre-Dame has stood for over 8 centuries, through wars, revolutions, and fire. Yet, she still stands, reminding us that even when the world burns, our spirit, our art, and our faith can rise again. Notre-Dame isn't just the heart of Paris, she's the heart of humanity itself.